Hey everybody, welcome to the POS Podcast. It's June 8th on a Tuesday. We're not doing it on Monday because I was dog sitting for my mom. But yeah.
How would you sit on a dog?
I was gonna make the joke, but I didn't want to. Thank you. Thank you.
You dog sit a lot.
Yeah, I'm about to do it for Saber later this month. Which is why we may delay the next podcast. So we'll see about that.
You dog sit about as much as I move refrigerators. That's not even a joke.
Wait,
that's not even
move
a joke.
refrigerators?
Do you not know how often my family moves things?
How often would you move a fridge? It's always in the same spot.
Haha, you say that like I can't fathom. Yeah, I wish I couldn't fathom.
Like
I move fridges all the damn time.
Like I can imagine like, oh yeah, I move a couch all the time. It's like sure, but like a fridge?
No.
There's only like a certain like area it needs to be connected.
I moved 3 refrigerators in one day. So yes, I move refrigerators all the time.
I have a lot of questions.
My family's crazy. That's the answer to your question.
You know what? It's acceptable.
You know, I feel like your parents are going to that stage of life, you know, kind of cooling off and letting the kids do their thing and thinking about the bigger picture of like, you know, like
yeah, raising a family, 401k, that was all good, but you know, it's time to focus on the important things in life, like where the fuck this fridge should go.
Right. We got this is now what takes up my time. This is my life, moving fridges.
It's also not even just fridges. It's just heavy appliances. My parents feel the need to change their house like every year. And not only that, but they also own other property that they rent out to other people, and we have to move their stuff too. And my uncle also like ships stuff all over the place, so we have to move his stuff too. So I move heavy furniture.
Do they know that movers are like people you could hire?
Did you know that they have children who they can use for labor for free?
This is true. What am I thinking of?
That's the real goal of having children is to have free labor.
Yeah, child labor. You said you wanted kids. No. I wanted kid labor.
The doctor's like, it's a boy. You'll be like, he'll be a fine addition to the labor force.
Exactly.
Well, that's cool. Fridges.
Yeah. Fridges. Literally.
Wop wop.
So how have you guys been past couple weeks?
Just working on some animation stuff and playing way too much Neo. It might be my favorite game now. I don't know. That really makes me pained to say, but it's really fucking good, guys.
Neo's better than Yoshi's Cookie? I don't know, Tom.
Yoshi's Cookie.
Like,
right?
I was literally, before we started this podcast, I was just like, is this better than Devil May Cry? Like, I don't even want to have this thought. But here we are.
Oh, no.
Stabbing things with a spear.
I want to know why you said Yoshi's Cookie.
I don't know. I don't like that game.
That's a classic. What are you talking about?
No. It was the first game I don't like that came to my mind. I don't know.
What about you, Saber?
I've had a good week so far. Just getting some work done, staying busy, working on Drunk Recap and working on some other projects that I've hit this point now where I'm like, am I just bad at budgeting time, or is this, you know, an ADD related thing, or am I actually busy? And there are moments where it gives me enough doubt where I'm like, I wake up in the morning and I sit in bed for like 30 minutes just like on my phone. I'm like, stop it. Don't do that. Actually, I'm listening to this audiobook about like Hamilton and like his life. And apparently this motherfucker like woke up at the crack of dawn, like 6 a.m, hit the ground running, doing all this fucking like constitutional work. I mean, in this book, they're like talking about how he's like trying to rebalance the Constitution, trying to fix the economy, trying to fight like these idiots from the state rights who are trying to like keep slavery going, him going to like this task force to stop slavery, him trying to not get shot, you know, from birth. It's like this guy did everything, and he woke up at 6 a.m. and went to bed at 12 p.m. and like wrote like what
12 p.m.
Yeah, he went to bed right at midnight. He knocked himself out.
AM. Okay, I was like, you got up at 6 and went to sleep at noon? What?
Yeah, right. But see, I guess it made me think more about like a reflection of my own schedule. And I'm like, well, first off, I'm not that guy. But then
back and then you lived till you're like 40, maybe 50 if you were lucky. Like, all right, he had to like put in the hours, you know.
His entire life is, and you're right, like back then it's like, I think it was a joke from Scrubs with like the Amish where some like 31-year-old person was like the village elder or something. But the entire story of Hamilton, I mean, I recommend it for those who want to like listen to the audiobook or read the book. It's extraordinary how much he packed in. And that's part of the thing. Like even with the musical, they say like, why does he write like he's running out of time? Because he died, I think, when he was like 40, like one or something, or in his late 30s or early 40s. But then his wife, Eliza Hamilton, lived to be fucking 97. She was the oldest living member, like to be part of the Revolutionary War. The Patriot with Mel Gibson. And and she died the day before the Civil War started.
Wow.
Like that's nuts. But I digress. I watched Mulan last night with Laura. We've been doing this musical Monday thing because we're reached that stage in life. And
the new one.
No. Thank God. We watched the good one. And follow me here. For some reason, I'm like, what if instead of Mulan's dad being like the like sage warrior who's kind of disciplined but also loving, it was Cotton Hill. So you saved China. How many men you kill? Like just Cotton Hill, like just place him in any father role and it's instantly hilarious. Like Cotton Hill is Darth Vader, Cotton Hill is Denethor from Lord of the Rings, Cotton Hill is King Triton. You want to be with the Landwalkies? Like, actually, it's kind of scary how good the cast of King of the Hill could fit into Mulan, where Dale's Mushu, Peggy actually could be Mulan. Cotton could be the dad. There's an entire video here I could possibly make. So I'm thinking about it. But I'm taking too much time. I've had a good week so far, and it's only Tuesday, so I'll probably get hit by a car on Thursday and die, so let's go.
Why do you write like you're running out of time? It's like
you're right.
Hero, what about you?
I'm progging a fight in Final Fantasy that has a hard mechanic. So somebody made a Unity game to just like help you practice that mechanic. And I was like, cool. I wonder if I could do that. So I started learning Unity last night at like 2 a.m.
Do you not think it's a problem when your game needs another game to be made in order to learn how to play the game? I just feel like perhaps that could be a sign of an issue.
No, it's perfectly fine. Just be better. Get gooder. Why do you suck at Dark Souls, Tom?
Because everybody sucks at Dark Souls.
Don't all you need to do to get good at an MMO is just grind?
Literally, I know you're trying to get under my skin. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction.
Are you going to play Burning Crusade at all, or are you just kind of like, I'm good?
Man, I don't know. How many more times can I give WoW?
Well, like part of me was thinking about hopping back into it, but then I realized, like,
God, what a
I don't want to get like, killed with my job. So I don't.
Wrath. Once Wrath comes out, I don't care what's going on in the world. I'm playing Wrath.
I'll join for that. I missed that one. I was able to do BC, but not really Wrath. So I'll join for that. I'll see you in 2 years.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I'm gonna play the shit out of Wrath because this is the last time I'll be able to play that game probably.
Hold on, real fast. Isn't it extraordinary that we've hit a point where you can just like there's a game that still hasn't ended that's now restarting another version of itself for nostalgia. Like, isn't that? I mean, is there a precedent for that, or am I just
like
RuneScape? I guess.
Yeah, I guess. It's like, look at all the effort and all the work we've done into improving this game. Let's take it all out.
Yeah, and make it a better game.
Yeah.
The game has too much shit in it. It's too much. There's actually a point where you can have too much garbage in your game.
There's a goddamn part in like, God, what was that one expansion with like, oh Lord. No, Wait, yeah, it was kind of they did like a little build your own little fortress.
Yeah, I guess. And Willow's a drainer. Yeah. Awful.
That's it. Thank you. And I remember being like, "What is this shit? This is like a Facebook game."
No, instead of you going to do the missions and having fun, you send your Facebook buddies out to do it.
Right. That's absolutely right.
That was definitely some Activision fucking interference. You can't convince me otherwise. They were just like, "Hey, you got to generate some more. These $15 monthly subscriptions just aren't doing it for our bottom line. Make it a Facebook game, please."
It makes me wonder how much Blizzard really made, and it's like in the golden days. They must have been like gods, where it's like, Jesus Christ, $15 a month from these idiots. Like, we're rich. Let's go.
I was that idiot, but yes.
So was I.
They said something much more insulting than that.
Aside from that, I've been playing Final Fantasy again because I wanted to prog the new raid tier, and I'm having a good time. Anyway,
Linkin Park.
Yep.
One thing.
That's the one.
Why?
Like
Hybrid Theory
is an outstanding still album. Like,
right, dude. That was my jam in like my sophomore or freshman year of college, and man, like there's something to be said about like when there's an album from like a band or whatever that like almost seems like it's a pillar of your life, like an era. It represents it.
Right. I was watching
Hybrid Theory and Meteor are unironically great and timeless, and I will go to the grave saying that.
I'm with you.
My friend was playing Beat Saber, and I was watching him.
Oh yeah.
And he was playing Linkin Park Pack, and just Bleed It Out came on, and just the lyrics like, "Yeah, here we go for the 100th time, hand grenade pins in every line, don't want to let something shine, going out of my fucking mind." Those 4 lines are fucking sick.
Right.
I get so hyped from those 4 lines.
Good shit, dude.
Wasn't Bleed It Out from like the 2007?
It doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember that came out around the same, because it came out like as part of the like Transformers promotion or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Like, oh no, you ruined it.
That song is hype. I love that. What a fucking opening for real.
I don't think that was the song. I don't think that was a song that was like associated with Transformers, but I remember like that song came out around that time.
Mm-hmm.
You just associated it for me.
I want to go listen to Linkin Park now.
Good. It's one of those things where we meme on them
all the time, like on the reg, just in general.
Are there some things that you think if they came out today they would be made fun of for being too edgy or like too try hard? Because I think about that with like Scott Pilgrim's, because Scott Pilgrim had his like 10th anniversary of the movie last year. And I think if that movie, and also if the graphic novel like came out today, it would have been made fun of and shit on for like trying too hard.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean,
as far as like what today's climate is, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I could see that. Yeah, it's hard to say though without it actually happening.
I feel like Linkin Park actually had some like merit to it, where it's not just like, I don't know, like
yeah, that was also like a different like age of like at that time. So
I was listening to like, sorry, I don't want to keep harping on this guy.
I apologize.
That was funny.
Anyway, I guess we can go into topics. As far as my weeks, I mean, I've been doing like, you know, dog sitting. I've been playing a lot of the Ratchet and Clank games leading up to the release of the new one coming out this Friday. And also E3 is going to be premiering like this weekend, which I'll be streaming that, and also the game.
Wait, is Rivet your furry wife?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not like I'm not like that in love with her as much as other people are. We'll see when I play the game, though.
She's just girl Ratchet.
Yeah.
I mean, her personality. Her personality might be sick, but like, yeah. All right.
Well, you went on a robot like Tyriad or Tirade, whatever it's called, from when you just keep going on.
Yeah, because when I was playing Secret Agent Clank yesterday, I was like, man, why are these robots so hot?
Jesus Christ.
What?
Yeah, right. Well,
all the robots in the Ratchet and Clank games have boobs.
Wow.
That doesn't
equate
by default.
Think of who you're talking to.
I know who I'm talking to, and I understand already. But I just want to make it clear, because we're talking in public, that you're wrong.
All right. So before we get into the topics, if you want to ask questions at the second half of the show, we already have some super chats here. You can do super chats or ask us on Twitter. So first thing, I guess Amphibia season 2. We've all seen that, haven't we?
I've not.
Wait, you haven't?
No.
I thought you watched. Weird. Okay.
I'm weird with like I caught up with DuckTales. Well, I guess I finished DuckTales.
I thought you were watching it with us because we all watched it in a call.
Nah, it's more of a Jax, Katie, you guys kind of thing. I don't really watch things with y'all too often. But
yeah, you're too good for us. But you know.
No, I'm not good.
I like to imagine you're verified check. I've retroactively.
Oh yeah, Saber got verified. That's another thing that happened in the past 2 weeks. Dude, he's a check mark now.
I gotta be real. I actually started worrying a bit. I was like, oh shit, I gotta be careful what I say now.
All right, Saber, your 5 takes that are now terrible. Go.
I'm about to be racist now. God, I think Megamind sounds good as what people think it is. I think that instantly just delete it right now. Yeah, being verified is kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe that was a mistake. I was thinking today, I'm like, what if I do a speed run to see how I can lose it? Let's do it.
Checkmark verification loss any percent run.
Speed run, yeah, right. I'm thinking about it. I was Googling it today. I'm like, maybe I can make this a thing. Let's go.
Yeah, Amphibious season 2. We might wait to see if Jax will be here for that, but we'll go over these other things first. Quiet Place Part 2. I went to go see that. It was interesting. Because there were a lot of people like praising it and saying like, oh yeah, it's even better than the first, but I didn't really think so. Because the first sort of did this thing that feels like you could only do it once, and they managed to get like still a reaction from me and like the audience. But it didn't feel as, I guess, special as the first time that they did it. With having this, this concept of you have to be completely quiet for these monsters or else they'll kill you. And one thing that kind of bothered me about the movie is that it ends very abruptly. And it makes it seem like there's probably going to be a third part. Because like characters are separated, so you kind of expect them to be like together in the end, but they're not. But the prologue, the prologue of like showing how what happened when the monsters first got there was pretty cool. I really liked that part of the movie. But overall, I did like it. It's good. I just don't think it's quite as good as the first one, as like people are saying, like either that it's as good as the first one or better. So Cruella.
Man, I cringed watching that. Genuinely, I was like, oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
All I saw was tweets, and I was like, oof. People talking about it. I'm like, no, it sounds pretty dumb.
It is dumb. I just feel like at what point is Disney just kind of finagling with their executives, being like, we need this. We need the girl Joker. Versus like, do you guys know the source material you're working with?
Yeah.
Like, why we can't make a dog killer seem, I don't know, like sympathize for them?
Yeah. Unless
they're gonna try that.
Unless, I mean, this is a spoiler, but I don't think anybody cares.
No one cares.
Don't make her a dog killer. He was like, well, then it's a different character.
Yeah, then it's not Cruella.
Yeah.
So dumb. It's all so dumb.
And they're actually going to be making a sequel.
Yeah.
Like, that was revealed after last week.
You know what the Cruella character, just like in terms of tone, reminds me of, and maybe not many people are aware of this character because I was watching a bunch of podcasts breaking down the show. The villain Alice from the Batwoman CW television show, were like edgy for the sake of being edgy and like quirky and like haha, but like trying to also be like a bad guy, but also like redeemed at the same time. They just seem to be channeling a very similar energy. If anybody has dunked on Batwoman, maybe they'll know if I'm on point or not because I've only seen people talking about Cruella, but
yeah,
I don't know. There's a lot of like weird trends in popular writing or like mainstream writing, I guess. And I think that like those like female Joker archetypes are things that have kind of been done a few times in the last couple of years and seems to be something that people want to do, and I don't really know why.
Yeah. I guess the best like version of that has happened so far was Promising Young Woman from last year. That was like an actual good movie. Let's see. Rugrats.
What about the reboot, the revenge?
Yeah, I watched this with you. At least the first few episodes. Which the first episode is like a 44-minute special. Which it really should.
Which was awful.
Which it should not be that long at all.
No, it was bad.
It's especially for the plot they were going for. Because like the plot is like, oh, Chucky accidentally eats a worm, and Angelica tricks Chucky into believing that he's going to turn into a worm, and he has to get a cure from a dinosaur tooth. Which is there's like a statue in the park of a dinosaur. And it goes on very, very long because it's like a 44-minute special for an 11-minute plot.
Maybe it was never written with the purpose of being that long, and it was just like stretch it out. We need this. I don't know. I that one hurt. The other short ones are much more palatable, but
yeah, because the other ones were like 11 minutes, which is like fine for what kind of show it is. But as far as like thoughts on the characters and how they might have changed and how they are different, the babies are pretty much the same.
Susie.
Huh?
Oh
yeah, except Susie.
Susie is my biggest complaint is Grandpa and Susie. Those are my biggest complaints.
Yeah.
What happened to Grandpa?
He's a hippie now.
Like unapologetically.
Did they explain where Phil and Lil came from if their mom's a lesbian?
Sperm donor is my guess. Like, that's my guess.
Yeah, because Betty's like by herself, so I think I've only seen like the first 3 episodes. Jax, if you're saying anything, we cannot hear you.
I'm for a second.
You.
Yeah, I heard him for a second.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Well, he's feeling little, my babies.
Right.
But yeah, Jax, you watched some of Rugrats too, right?
I watched the whole thing just because I was in a Rugrats frenzy.
I've only seen the first few episodes.
So I watched it, and at first I couldn't tell what vibe they were going for because it sort of felt like, is this overly preschooly, like the Muppet Babies reboot that they did with the CGI and stuff like that? But then like they had like certain adult jokes in there that I was like, okay, I can't tell what you're going for. When the old Rugrats had a very like a type of comedy that was for everyone in this sort of way, whereas like, oh, like adults can laugh at this and then like kids can definitely laugh at this, but this one I didn't know what vibe it was going for. And then also like most of the plot points I was just a bit like, it's whatever, like it's not really I'm not. It's not something that I will continue to watch like over and over like the original series. One of my biggest issues that they did was Susie, because one of the issues I had with Susie was in the original she was like the Sixth Ranger. Like whenever she showed up, she was like the other big kid that would like talk Angelica down, and then like she was the one that was smart, and like her parents were like the creators of the gummy bear, or like worked on gummy bears, and they were like always super intelligent. And then how Susie would react, like Angelica would say something like where she thinks she knows it, and then Susie would say it like fluently or something like that, just explain it. And in this one, they've aged her down, and they've like taken away like the aspect. She can't even talk to the adults, which I was like, that's kind of lame that you took away the coolest aspect of Susie with this character and stuff like that. And Phil and Lil seem normal, just, nasty motherfuckers like they usually are. Tommy's cool like usual. Chucky's,
No,
fine.
Tommy, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Chucky is what was it? Yeah. I will say like the voice actress for Chucky is doing a pretty decent job. Like she's doing a pretty decent job and stuff like that. So for the most part, I would say it kicks the shit out of the Powerpuff Girls reboot, but I'm not gonna continue to watch it. So I watched 5 episodes. There was aspects I liked, but most of it was just more like indifferent. And then I just was like, I'll just go back and watch old Rugrats, which is I've been rewatching a lot of old Rugrats and like going like, wow, this show still really holds up now. So, and you can appreciate a lot more. Like there's like stuff with like Drew and Stu where it's like, oh fuck, I used to just be a stupid kid and not understand this. But then there are points where Drew brings up something I'm like, oh fuck, that's actually really valid, Stu. Like you should get a real job for doing something like that. So it's just but yeah, it's interesting.
It hurts. I feel like they did it for representation.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, like I understand, but like Susie's character was so great to keep like Angelica on her toes. Like, no, Angelica, you don't boss the babies. Like, I like Susie for that reason. Whenever she showed up, I'm like, things are gonna be okay. and also now it seems like she's more of a victim to Angelica. Though to be fair, Angelica's also kind of basic ass bitch in this one too. She's not nearly as like terrible. So
right.
Make Angelica like unbearably awful. You got to get that going. Come on.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like this Angelica is just like, first off, she has a fucking car now, like 3 like there's so much stuff, especially I guess like since all of us are like in our 30s or about to be in our 30s, like Hero. And it's like it's just like you give a 3-year-old a fucking car like that to just go and move around. It's just this silly shit. It's I would say like to me it's just a very show for like the new generation where they are in, like Saber said, trying to get more of that inclusivity with like what they did with certain characters. And like old grandpa's clearly better than this grandma. Like, oh, my day we used to walk 15. Like I think that one's far superior than this CP one, because it's hilarious. But yeah.
Oh well, it could have been worse. It could be better. And visuals are kind of just like it's competent, but nothing where I'm like, wow, you blew my mind. So
right,
exactly.
All right, next thing, since Jax is here, I guess we can talk about Amphibia. I'll put the spoiler tag up.
I'm gonna leave for a second.
Yeah, I'll tag you when we're done. All right, spoiler tag is up for Amphibia season 2. So if you don't want spoilers for that and you haven't seen the rest of season 2, mute now, and I will remove it, and then you can unmute. So, yeah, that finale.
Yeah,
it's something. Something happened.
Me and Tom talked about in the spoiler chat. Like that's like our thoughts, because I think like the initial moment, because I'll say this first off, Amphibia, really damn good show. I really appreciate what they're doing with this stuff. They talk about like friendships that like aren't the best for you. They're talking about like seeing these characters. All these characters are really likable. Seeing characters act certain ways and stuff like that. But in my personal opinion, with the finale, while I still still had fun with it. And initially it was like really hype. As me and Tommy talks about in the spoiler chat, I thought it was a bit too on the nose with this Super Saiyan thing that they did with the blooper Saiyan. Yeah, because it's just like I get what they're going for. It's like, okay, because the difference between this and say like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic with their season finale with Twilight getting, you know, superpowers and shit like that, absorbing the spirit bomb, is that when she absorbed them and then she has this like freaking Dragon Ball Z fight, it's like, oh snap, this is a great reference to what they're doing. They're doing all these like certain things they're alluding to, like, oh, that's a certain move that they're doing. But with this, the way they're doing it is sort of just like oh, she is just a blooper Saiyan now. She just has that power for herself. It's just blooper Saiyan. And like the animation was phenomenal. That was a cool fight. I really will not take it away from that. But like, it's just, I don't know, it just sort of takes away from that sort of thing. Like she can like, because they show in like the season 3 intro, like, oh, she's going to be able to turn this on and off, on and off. And like, even though we have like stuff like Supersonic and other shows have done that, stuff like that, it just felt a bit too much like, hey, anime reference, it's permanent and blah blah blah. And so like a part of me is just like, okay, like I've seen it done in like so many other series where I'm like, okay, that's how you do a reference where including it instead of just being as blatant as just like that. And that's my honest opinion.
That's really, because that's what we were talking about in the chat, and kind of like what my takeaway was, because I was pretty positive on the finale when I first saw it, even though I thought it was kind of silly what they did. But I'm just kind of getting really tired of like, you know, like kids cartoons being like, hey, look, it's this cute little slice of life with a weird twist on it. It's like, it's, you know, it's like high school kids in a magic land and like the Owl House. So it's like, it's high school kids in Frog World. And it's like these one-off kind of cute stories that are kind of fun and upbeat and have good messages with like kind of like an underlying kind of plot thread to keep you interested, tune back in next week. But like ever since Adventure Time, we've had this thing like up, and here the other shoes dropped, and now it's just anime, not anime. Right. And I'm just like, I'm so tired of it. It's not a fun gimmick anymore. It's just predictable. Like it'd be more, it would be a bigger surprise if Amphibia just stayed a normal show. I'd been like, oh, it just
yeah, or like
stayed in its lane.
I think one thing that a lot of cartoons like Amphibia or Owl House or well, I can't really tell with Owl House right now because they also released the season 2 trailer for that one.
Owl House is gonna get anime. I'm calling it. Like it's not even.
Well, didn't it already have that?
Super anime with the magic.
Yeah, you remember
that fight? Yeah.
Because you remember Ida fighting her sister in like episode 5 too. Like that was very anime.
I was like, oh, y'all definitely.
Rose already has like her talisman magic, so like she's gonna become a god mage by the end of the show. Like I'm even watching DuckTales, and I'm like, why is there like kung fu fights in DuckTales? What the fuck?
But
you know, it's like the little 10-year-olds like fighting ninjas and shit, and it's like not played for yucks. I'm like, what is happening?
You know that's what I was gonna bring up, is that what a lot of shows like Amphibia and like Steven Universe even that I guess like didn't do the same as Adventure Time, in that Adventure Time never really had anything much like that. As far as like blatantly, like, you know, like a blatant reference to anime. There's like subtle things, but the most like Adventure Time references is like D&D, with all the stuff that happens in that show. And
Adventure Time can get away with doing like references and tone shifts like that because it takes place in like a post-apocalyptic world, which starts out like kind of cute but gets more serious as it goes on. You kind of get more context for what's going on, you know?
Right.
But like Finn is not like a normal kid. Like he grew up in this weird fucking world, you know?
Right.
And goes to high school.
Right.
And now she's fighting like an apocalyptic like ancient evil. Like I was already stretching the degree of believability where like, why is everyone able to just sword fight? They're 10. What the fuck is going on? Like that was already kind of strange, but now she has superpowers. I'm like, this is
like, yeah, I guess that's just anime then. It's just an anime now.
And like the opener for season 2 is literally Dragon Ball Z, like shot for shot remake of the Dragon Ball Z opening. I'm like, please.
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh,
what,
something Santa Selena said in the chat was like, there's nothing wrong with being inspired by anime, but it feels a little off. I mean, Rise of Tmnt done it right, but the things like with Rise of Tmnt is like that's an action show, so I kind of expect it.
Yeah. Like there's nothing, because like you watch Rise of the TMNT, it's like somebody likes Trigger a lot, and like that's fine. It's okay to like because first of all, TMNT always deserved that kind of animation because that was the kind of show it was pretending to be, and not just a commercial to sell toys. You know, like conceptually it wanted to be that, but like these shows are supposed to be kind of like all ages, like, and like I don't have a problem with like fights and stuff, but it's just like, you're kind of destroying the believability of your setting by doing these things. It's so fucking strange.
It's specifically because it's hard to again. It's hard to rate things when you're on the like hype of the moment. But yes, I did kind of fall in the same.
I'm gonna drop a fucking nuclear bomb of a hot take. Are you ready? Here's the thing. These guys want to be isekais, right? Because it's like, hey, it's a regular person gets transported to another world, and that's a really popular genre in Japan right now and in anime, and they do gangbusters. So let's make our isekais, but we have to have female protagonists, and female protagonists can't be stupid, incompetent neats. Like is the whole point of an isekai genre. So let's just make them Marisu Osi god people and throw all of our anime love into an isekai. And it's like the genre doesn't work that way. Isekais are comedies because like look how fucking incompetent you would be if you were in these games you love so much. These people are like, look how god tier you would be. Your gamer skills transfer 1-to-1 into Amphibia land. You can be 10 years old killing like fucking toad generals. I'm just like, no, it doesn't work. You fucked it.
Yeah. No, go ahead with what you were saying, Hero, because I'll add on to what Tom's saying.
There's just like, I mean, aside from the fact they were like sword fighting, just like the land of Amphibia does have like a lot of monsters and stuff. It's like, oh, I wouldn't want to be around that. That thing would like mess me up or whatever. But the general tone of the show for real was just like, we're gonna go for some fun adventures in Amphibia with little kids doing little kid things. It was like a really like. I don't know if the slice of life is the exact word. I'm gonna say slice of life.
Well, because another thing I'm gonna bring up Adventure Time again. Adventure Time took 3 seasons before things got kind of serious. Like,
when did the Lich show up?
The Lich showed up at the end of season 2, but at that time that was like the only like sort of like serious threat, and it was still pretty jokey as how the way they like they took care of it.
Right.
But it didn't really get really serious until it was revealed that like Ice King's backstory was revealed. They were like, what the fuck?
It's so much more impactful when you have all this time to like typecast these characters internally in your brain, and then it's like, the other shoe drops and it's like, oh my god, Ice King is this? Like, that's a huge fucking thing. But it's like, we've had like 20 episodes with Amphibia.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of shows want to get to like that part of Adventure Time, but they're trying to rush
too fast to get to something that's not novel anymore. So you completely undermine your entire show's like unique selling point.
Yeah, like, unless you like hint at it from like the very beginning, I guess, because like if Gravity Falls did it and it's only 40 episodes.
Yeah. Oh, Hero, what were you saying?
That's not like that's a problem, sure, but I think my biggest problem with it in hindsight is that Amphibia never hinted towards this level of power for like anyone really ever, especially not Anne, as we mentioned, like a normal high school girl. And then she's just, you made me mad, going to go not only gonna go Super Saiyan, but like make way too many like weird inspiration on my like face like level. So like both the inspiration being way too on the nose and the fact that we hadn't seen like this level of power, especially from Anne, like all of that together were just made for just a complete unbelievable sandwich, and it kind of hurt.
Yeah, I was telling my sister because I kept telling her you should watch Amphibia, it's really good, and I was like, belay that recommendation.
We'll see.
I don't even know if I stand by that anymore because it's just like, oh, it's just going to be another anime light show. Like, okay. cool.
Yeah.
Anime light. We should make a list.
Yeah.
Steven Universe, you're at the top.
Star
of your fucking
versus.
one. Star versus too. Yeah. Yeah, it's just because the thing is, again, because I'm talking to like people who because I've been doing this thing where I look at it from like the perspective of like, okay, I know what I want as an animation fan and as someone who likes these type of stories, and then like I watch like, you know, the kids who watch and they just love it because, you know, even though kids are smart, they'll like watch certain things and pick up on certain things. But like for me, this whole thing, it kind of like really did come out of left field, as Hero said, like, and we've all talked about. It's just like, okay, she forgot to charge a gem fully, so somehow that gives her the power to turn into a fucking blooper Saiyan, and now she's like able to like do all this stuff.
Because like, the whole reason it didn't get charged was because she was too impatient. So you would think that like, oh, that would have been like a bad negative, but no, her negative character trait gives her superpowers. That's a great lesson.
It's just I feel
it doesn't really connect. Like those two things.
Yeah, it's just like rushing.
I remember when it happened, Jack was like, "Wait, so how did that happen?" And I was like, "You know, okay, so like when she did the gem thing, like I explained it, but even while I was explaining it, I was like, I know, man, I know." Like,
because it's just it just comes out of like left field. Like, oh no, she's just like, oh, she's going through extreme trauma, so she's now this, and it's just like, I see what you're going for, but there are just so many other better ways to go about it. Again, like, you know, Ponies, I think, did it masterfully. I think that was just really well done. Like, there are just certain ways to go about doing this. And with this whole show, again, I mean, and again, like, that season 3 intro, like, it just spoils so much, as Paleo said. Like, it's just like, it literally pulled the anime because it spoils like half the stuff you know is going to happen. Like, oh wow, I thought that character was dead. Or not dead, but at least mortally wounded. Oh, I see, they're fine now in this thing. Yeah, so it's just like, what the fuck? You just spoiled everything. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. Like,
I hate it when like some games do that too. Like Japanese games that do that. They're like, oh yeah, here's the intro to the game, and here's all the scenes that you're going to see in the future. Like, no, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, it's just like, just chill, bro, please.
But what did get me, because I mean, there's still positives in this finale. There's still things I liked about it. Just like, man, because I told it to you guys before, but like, I like being sad, and like when he dropped Sprig out the window or whatever, they showed like Anne's face being like, oh no, Sprig, and like in the background was Hop Hop just being absolutely fucking devastated. I was like, Anne shouldn't be the focus here. Like, that man's child just got killed. Like,
yeah,
right.
I feel so bad for Hop Hop. Oh my god.
No, exactly. Like that. There's just there's something about that where I can sort of see why they didn't do it, because that is like, I mean, they even had like freaking Sprig come up at the beginning of the episode, say like, this is a more dramatic thing, and I thought that was like, is this a joke thing or are you actually being serious? And it's like, oh, okay. So I feel like if they had focused more on Hop Pop, well, that would have been more effective. It is like a lot for a child to deal with just to see that, I guess.
Like, hey, yeah, I guess. We saw people die plenty of times in cartoons when we were little, but I guess not like framed quite like this. It wasn't like, hey, this person's about to like experience extreme loss because this person died. It wasn't like framed in that manner, I guess.
Yeah, most of the times it was like as either as a joke, like, oh, this person dies as a joke, or it was framed like it just happened off screen, and then or you see like a shadow or something like that, or they like do a
bad person, so who cares?
Exactly. So it's just like you don't actually linger on the body or the people around the body. They're just like, oh well, that was a bad person. They got what they deserved. Oh no, this person died, and then they flash back later.
This reminds me when you're like playing Spider-Man and you kick people off the building. It's like, well, they're dead. Like, you know.
Then you like, and then you see the fucking thing that like the I hate how they incorporated that like web thing that like if you throw someone off, like you see like them web to the building when you swing away. It's like, no, I want to fucking murder you. Like, damn it, this is why I need a Venom game.
Like, I wanted to assassinate you and Spider-Man's character. This sucks.
I wanted to be like freaking Payne Parker.
Anyway, we should move on. I'm gonna remove the spoiler tag now. Let me get Saber back in here. Next thing, some trailers, movie trailers, and TV trailers, and a bunch of other stuff. So there's a lot of different trailers. One of them was interesting. I just watched this earlier today. Last Night in Soho, which is an Edgar Wright movie, but it's like a thriller, like a horror thriller. Which it's very interesting. I have no idea what's actually going on in the trailer, but I recommend you watch the trailer because it's interesting. And
that's the one with the girl from The Witch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I saw that. Like,
it looks very interesting, and it's Edgar Wright. So,
nice.
I'm interested to see what he does.
Looks like a fucking ghost movie or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's what I thought when I saw it. It looks interesting.
Yeah. Then we have the trailer for Jungle Cruise. Starring The Rock, of course.
Is he the same character he was in the last 20 movies?
Yes. Okay, the answer is yes. Like, if you see the trailer, it's like, yeah. He's just
Batista
character.
like was talking shit about him. And
really?
He was like, yeah, because he was saying like, I want to be an actor, like, because like The Rock, he plays the same character in every movie, and I don't want like someone to be like, oh, you're the same person every movie. I want to act. I want to do this shit, and then it's just like they're both like two big ass motherfuckers, so it's just gonna be if they run at each other, that'll be entertainment in itself. But yeah,
yeah, it's that's gonna be weird. And also that's another movie that's gonna be on Disney Plus through Premiere Access and in theaters, where like Cruella was and Raya was, but yet Luca is free on Disney Plus.
When does that come
out? Luca comes out next week.
Okay.
Nice.
So I can kind of understand why some of the Pixar like people are upset about that. Then we got the full trailer for Old, the M. Night Shyamalan movie. That had like a teaser during the Super Bowl.
Yeah. They're talking about his gimmick.
Old, yeah. But yeah, there's like this family that's on this like secret beach, and for some reason the kids and all the people are getting older. And it's really weird.
Yeah, it looks
it looks interesting.
Yeah. It's like they're on a beach or something, and I thought it was like something in the water or something. I don't know. Like it looks very interesting how they're like perceiving it, and then like there are like people who get like so old they turn to fucking mummies or some shit like on the ground. Yeah, so it looks interesting. I mean, like he's in the last couple of years he's had like some hits and some misses. I mean, like well, what was Split was good. That one with the crazy grandparents was interesting. Visit. I can't remember that one. He fucked up with Glass, from what I heard. I haven't seen it, but yeah,
I haven't seen it either. We got a trailer for which I did not know that it's actually a video game movie, based on a video game, because I've never heard of the video game, called Werewolves Within, which is an Ubisoft game. And
I've never heard of this either. It's like a mobile game or some shit?
No, at least I don't think it is. I think it's like on PC and stuff. But it seems to be more of like a tabletop type game. From the way it's described, is where it basically you're trying to figure out who's the werewolf. And in this movie, they're all like trapped in a house, and then they're because there are werewolves outside, and then they're all accusing each other of being werewolves. And it seems like it's framed as like a horror comedy,
but it's a video game movie, so it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So the premise is there's a werewolf outside, and
there are
like
werewolves outside, and they think,
multiple.
Yeah, they think that like somebody inside the house is also a werewolf, but they're not.
So okay. my brain just did the horror thing of just like looking through various ways. So like, can they like control when they transform? It's not like that. Like it's like underworld rules or something like where they. Yeah, I guess if you can control when you transform. Where? Okay.
Ryan said it's a VR game. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
All right. Yeah. Next thing, Paw Patrol. I see somebody was chanting in the chat. The Paw Patrol movie in theaters and on Paramount Plus.
Does that have so does Paw Patrol have like a adult following?
I do not know if it does. I mean,
so
who are we to judge? We were like in the My Little Pony and everything.
No. That is more general, like.
I know.
I actually have a question.
I know, Hero.
Getting a little defensive.
I actually have a question about this. I actually have a question because, like, I was talking to a friend about that the other day, where it's like My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic is rated, TVY. And ideally, like, you think of like My Little Pony for like, kids and little like infants. But then Lauren was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to make this like goated as hell. And so she like brought an A game and like made a damn good show. But then like, you watch something like it's rated the same as like Paw Patrol and like all these other like, Nick Jr. shows. And it's like, how like we all watch My Little Pony and analyze it and talk about the episodes. But like, why do we look down on people who like will watch Paw Patrol? That's like a preschool show.
No look down on them. It's just like I feel like they are a different category. Because,
they are.
Like when I watch like Nick Jr. and like Disney Jr. shows, they how do you explain it? Like they what is the word? Talk down to?
Oh, you mean they're talking as a adult
condescending? Thank you. Yes, like they speak in just like a condescending manner, and like the stories are so like
one-sided.
This is nothing to the story. It's just like, oh boy, that dog stuck in the well. Let's get him out of the well. Oh boy, we did well. Good job, junior Paw Patrol people watching the show or whatever. Like it's like a completely different level of like storytelling. And
you mean like Dora the Explorer, where she would like, can you see what I'm doing? Shit like that.
I think it's My Little Pony. It was a show that was geared towards younger audiences that was surprisingly competent and well made despite its brand. Whereas Paw Patrol seems to be exactly what you'd expect on the tin.
Right.
So it's like, I can understand like we liked My Little Pony because it was like, this show has like such a pedigree of like people working on it that it kind of transcends what it's supposed to be. And if you watch any other My Little Pony show, you know what it's supposed to be.
Right.
And it's not great. Whereas Paw Patrol is like, it's a Nick Jr. show.
Exactly what you would expect it to be.
What's the draw?
Like I wouldn't put like Loud House and like Dora the Explorer in like the same category. Like one of those is with quotations around it, more mentally stimulating than the other one, right? Like the story has more draw to it than just we have to go up to the volcano to find Boots' boots. I don't know.
No, we have to do that. Oh no, I understand what you're saying because like because someone brought that up to me in a good point, and I was just saying pretty much what y'all are saying. Like, well, My Little Pony, the way that show was directed was like very much like Cartoon Network or actual Nickelodeon show where like things are happening, going on, and they're not like hey, how are you doing?
The thing about My Little Pony is that the third generation ruined the reputation of My Little Pony.
Right.
For a
like
long
we would
time.
have the exact same questions for someone who was like unironically standing My Little Pony tales that we would with Paw Patrol because it's the exact same kind of thing where it's just like this is exactly what I expected it to be. There's no fucking Dragon Ball Z references in My Little Pony tales,
Right.
You're not having
the same thing with Arthur, I guess. Because Arthur's good as fuck too. Like it's like original Arthur, I should say.
Right. There's some not weird. Weird's the wrong word, but I'm still gonna use it anyway. There's some outliers. Let's say that outlier like preschool shows where they like try a little harder.
Right.
Like Bluey. I was watching that. And I was like, this is a different level. of like a cartoon.
Bluey has some charm to it for sure.
Yes, it does. It actually has like a story, and it still has lessons at the end for the juniors out there watching it. Like, yeah, there's some junior shows out there that transcend what I expect a preschooler show to be. But unfortunately, a lot of them fall into the just what you expect them to be.
So I have a question then for this like movie for Paw Patrol. Like, would you judge it just based on the fact that the show is like that too? Then, like, it's like, oh well, the show is like so overly kiddie. So like, if the movie is just overly kiddie, just like the show, then it's just like, well, you can't really be mad at it for like doing that then, because it's pretty much just the show in longer format, right?
I have nothing against this movie.
From what I saw in the trailer though, is like this is like a very basic Save the Rec Center plot, basically. So it's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay. What were you saying, Hero?
I think they know exactly what the demographic for this movie is, and they're probably not trying to aim outside of it.
Right. It's like I did see some jokes that were like, okay, that was probably there for the parents.
I was just wondering if there was like an adult following for it, because I could imagine there is one, but I just don't know what that is.
Okay.
Saber, you're back. Are you?
I am back.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Let's see. Next thing. America the Motion Picture, coming out June 30th on Netflix. Which is this like fictional universe where all the founding fathers are basically like superheroes or something.
Oof.
Oh yeah,
and
that's like some Adult Swim show.
Yeah, I watched the trailer. It's like, yeah, it seems like an Adult Swim type thing. With like, because it's like it's an R-rated movie, so.
Okay.
It's called
America the Motion Picture.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out. Rated I.
Can't wait for the thumbnails. It's like, worst animated show ever? Is it animated?
Yeah, it's animated.
Okay.
I'm
picking on Saber, I'm sorry.
Ron's Gone Wrong. That's gonna be coming out in October. I had seen like some stuff about this, like only the description of the movie. It's an animated movie about this kid who gets a robot and his robot's defective, and that's the only description that I had heard of it. But after seeing this trailer, it seems like, oh yeah, the robot is like this popular new item, kind of like an iPhone or whatever, but it's your own personal robot. And he gets a defective one that it literally is just defective. Not defective as in like evil or anything, just defective and as in like it doesn't work right.
Like Gurr.
Yeah, kind of like Gurr. But not quite like the silly Gurr. Kind of like this robot literally doesn't work all of the time.
Okay.
And I saw the trailer. It has some fun moments in it. So.
Okay.
I think I saw an ad for that on Twitter. The art style looked interesting.
Yeah. Got some TV trailers here. So remember that Patrick Star Show thing? There's a trailer already for it. And it's coming out in July. That means we're getting 2 SpongeBob spinoffs within 6 months of each other. Actually, it's 4 months of each other.
They're moving on that stuff, aren't they?
Yeah.
So like, quick, our one show.
Right.
Yeah, what is it going to have? I don't know.
Because they're going to be doing the Sandy thing next.
Oh my god! Like, really? Do they have anything else?
Yeah, there's going to be a Sandy spinoff.
I didn't know.
What if I? No. Oh god.
What if they did something different?
No.
Where's that clip from Red Letter Media? It's like, what does it feel like to have all your favorite childhood things go down in flames? It's like, feels great. That's me right now.
And then also, speaking of Nickelodeon, iCarly gonna have its new series on Paramount Plus. iCarly was after my time, so this is for the little people out there.
I watched it for
little one.
So the guy who plays Spencer looks like he didn't age 1 year. It's kind of creepy, actually.
Because
Miranda Cosgrove, you can tell she aged a little bit, but like she still looks very like people are immortal. What the?
Rich
because
people, man.
Nick
What
grows
can
all
we
these
do?
people in test tubes.
I
Like,
mean,
kinda like
I didn't watch iCarly. It's whatever.
I watched it with my niece and stuff when
Mhm.
they were growing up, and it's a fun show, I guess. Like, I mean, like, it's nothing like offensive or anything like that. It's just like it's just the kids watch it. I watched silly shit as a kid.
Nothing offensive
Uh,
except that one scene where she
yeah,
dumped
yeah,
the married guy.
yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty messed
yeah.
up.
That was stupid. Yeah, exactly. That's stupid. And then like I think they're getting rid of like I know like there's a guy called Gibby in it, and then like Sam, Jeanette McCurdy. Like for some reason they both aren't coming back. I don't know why, but yeah, I remember I've seen people on Twitter complain about that. But yeah, good for these kids. That's all I'll say.
All right.
These kids.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, Out House season 2. We were talking about that a little bit.
Wait, really quickly, is iCarly on? It's on Nickelodeon.
It's gonna be on
Yeah.
it was on Nickelodeon, and the new series is gonna be on Paramount Plus.
The new one, yeah, I meant the new one because
yeah.
they cursed in it. I was like, that's not gonna be on Nick, right? Like, okay, Paramount.
Yeah, Owl House season 2. There was a trailer for that. Looks interesting. I think I might have more confidence in it than Amphibia. So, from what I saw.
I feel like it's more primed to go in an action-oriented direction. Because it kind of set that up a little bit more, like if they have a bunch of like magic duels in a show all about like magic, that makes sense. If a Super Saiyan shows up in your quirky little frog show, it's a little bit more disconnected. So
Right.
Next
So what now?
Teen Titans Go did a thing with Space Jam on Cartoon Network where they like the Monstars basically like took the Teen Titans powers or something. It was like a little promotion.
I saw that. That was really
cartoon.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
The Monstars are back. Do you think they'll be in the movie?
Probably.
movie?
As background, as background characters, like "We're here" or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably. Mm-hmm.
Hey, we could all see that in theaters.
Everybody get up!
Everybody stand up. It's
all right,
time to
here's for
sit down.
some news stuff.
So,
So
what?
here's a bunch of stuff from Sonic. Sonic had a Sonic Direct or whatever.
yeah,
But like
Everyone's doing.
the biggest thing from that is that they're doing Sonic Colors Ultimate, which is like an HD version of Sonic Colors. And they also revealed like a new Sonic game that barely revealed anything. It's like Sonic running. Oh yeah, that could be anything.
there's gonna be a game. And
Yeah.
Sonic's gonna be in it. Like whoa.
And also, Roger Craig Smith, this is the other thing that came out about this, that was big, is that he's returning to voice Sonic. It was, like, unsure if he would still be voicing Sonic in the games and, like, shows and stuff. But he's gonna be, still gonna be voicing him then.
What about Jaleel White?
I don't...
Fuck.
Everybody get up. Sit down.
But yeah, Roger Craig Smith has been, like, the voice of Sonic for, like, the past decade or so, I guess. And he's gonna continue to voice him. Some stuff about PlayStation was announced last week.
They're still not available.
Right. So here's a summary of the things. So the God of War sequel is pushed to 2022, though they never actually said it was coming out this year. I think they were said like, oh yeah, it's going to come out, but I don't think they actually said like when it was out. And also, both God of War and Gran Turismo 7 are going to be cross-gen, so they're going to be PS5 and PS4, just like Horizon Forbidden West, which that is actually going to be on track to release this for this. Ben Studio, the studio that made Days Gone, is going to be developing a brand new IP. They were going to like try to do a sequel to Days Gone, but I think a lot of people were like, We already have enough zombie IPs.
Please, no more zombies.
Developing a new IP, I like that. And Team Asobi, who made Astrobot and Astro's Playroom, which is like a fantastic little game. They're going to be creating global appeal franchise for all ages. So that sounds nice. I do like what they did with Astro. So yeah.
You mean like Astro from George Jetson?
Yep.
No.
That's the one. No, that's the one.
Astro. Charging.
Yeah. So remember how we talked about the Powerpuff Girls pilot last time?
Yeah, unfortunately.
So the CW chairman explained why the pilot was changed.
Because it's shit. Moving on.
Because he thought it was too campy. Or they thought it was too campy.
Campy?
And I'm like, oh no.
Remind me, I always forget what campy means. Remind me.
Campy means silly, basically. It's like, oh no.
I mean, if Buttercup isn't getting over her like trauma of being raped, then like really, what's even the point of making it?
Oh God. First off, who could do
Imagine
that?
having fun in a Powerpuff Girls show. That seems so tonally inconsistent.
Right.
I hate it here.
Some acquisition news. Amazon now officially owns MGM for 8.45 billion.
Yay. More consolidation of media.
Yeah, right.
We weren't done with it yet. You thought we were done?
What's going to buy Amazon in the future? What's going to be the next big, like...
It's going to be Disney and Amazon. They're going to be the two big conglomerates.
That's all that's left. Just those two.
All of life will just be Coke or Pepsi.
This will... Jax might be interested in this one. There's going to be an Evil Dead sequel. Evil Dead Rising, coming to HBO Max, with Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell producing it.
Oh, nice. Is it a sequel to the 2013 one, or is it
I don't know. It said but they handpicked a director.
Okay.
What is the director's name? Lee Cronin.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay, I'm wondering if it's going to be a continuation of the 2013 one, because I know they hinted at that for a while, but then like they made Ash versus the Evil Dead TV series, so I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but yeah, sounds interesting.
Evil Dead.
Also for HBO Max, there's going to be a Garbage Pail Kids animated series. I do not get the appeal of Garbage Pail Kids.
Me neither.
Because the thing is, like, wasn't it made to make fun of like the Cabbage Patch Kids and everything as like a joke, and then people took it more seriously? They're like, "Oh no, I like this." It's like, no, you're not supposed to like it. You're just supposed to like it as a parody.
Well, what happened was the original. That was pretty much what happened. Was the original, it was Cabbage Patch Kids, right? And then the Garbage Pail Kids came out, but what happened was I said that so many times, but they were so similar in designs to the Cabbage Patch Kids that they almost got sued, and they were like, no, you better fucking change this shit. Yeah, so they were like, no, we can't do that. And they even almost had a Garbage Pail Kids cartoon show come out in the 80s or 90s, something like that. And what fucked it up was that goddamn movie, because it horrified kids and adults and everyone alike. And so they're like, yeah, fuck this, burn this, bury it, don't ever have it back. And so now that it's coming back years later, people are just like, oh, what's an idea that we have? And so, there you go.
That's what I was going to say. This sounds like some desperate exec being like,
it's the last franchise from the 80s that we haven't milked.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Big money. Maybe a little. Greenlight it.
We could possibly
that's why they're like trying to get all the franchises from the 90s now. Like with like Rugrats and Powerpuff Girls.
Can we acquire Marvel yet?
Yeah.
So this is funny. Like Jax, you commented on this. Is like J.J. Abrams addresses the planning of the Star Wars sequels trilogy, saying like maybe we should have had a plan.
Yeah, it's so stupid because like because here's the thing. If you go back and you watch like A New Hope to Empire Strikes Back and stuff like that, then you can see like there are certain things like they didn't have planned, like that whole Luke and Leia making out thing. Like,
and also there were more there was more time between those movies than the sequel trilogy.
Exactly. Like the sequel trilogy was just like, hey, we got Star Wars, let's fucking do it. Let's play it safe this first time around with Force Awakens. It'll be a soft reboot. Hey, that was a positive thing. So, now where the fuck do we go? And then like, Rian Johnson this, and then J.J. Abrams tried to fix it. They both, like to mixed results, very mixed results either way. But like, again, it was very foolish of them just to be like, hey, we're going to just make this up as we go along, and then try to pull that whole card of like, well, the original series did that. And then you see what happens when they actually had a storyline. It's just like, no, fuck you. I will watch the prequels 10 times over these fucking shits any day. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, because it's just, they fucked it up so bad. Like, Rise of Skywalker is a movie I fucking hate. I just do not like that movie at all. It's just piece of shit. I'm sorry if you like it, but I just do not think that movie was well made. There was too much stuff going on. There was so much just shit that was like, this is dumb. And then what's really sort of irritating me now is because the Star Wars comics are pretty damn good, but because of Rise of Skywalker, they started implementing aspects of that storyline into the comics, where it's just like, no, this is fucking dumb. Like, they're taking stuff like, oh, well, Palpatine was alive here, so let's go in the comics and say, well, this is this, and give an explanation for it. And it's like, no, this is fucking stupid, and you're trying to force something that doesn't need to be there. So yeah, I really think they should have had an entire thing planned out for what they were doing, and just was not a fan.
Yeah. Next thing, another thing for Jax, Aaron Taylor Johnson is going to be playing the title character in Sony's Kraven the Hunter movie. Aaron Taylor
Kraven?
Johnson?
Really?
For Kraven?
That's
Kick-Ass?
That's a strange choice.
That is a really
strange choice. I mean, he is buff now, but still, it's just like a weird choice for.
Someone kick-ass for this role. I have.
Yeah.
No, I didn't literally mean kick-ass.
Too late. Papers aside.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not a fan of these. Like, besides Venom, because like Venom's my thing. I like a bias for that.
Like I said, I recently watched Venom and I was like, oh yeah, it was fun. It's weird,
yeah, exactly. It's weird but fun, like, because it's just like if you play the PS1 Spider-Man game, that's what that Venom is. So it's just I put these like whole things like Morbius and now Kraven, like they're giving like these villains like they're one-off movies. It just seems off and weird to me, but whatever. It might, like with No Way Home coming out, they might try to tie him into that too or something. So that'll be interesting. But I mean, best of luck to the dude. It's just a very weird casting choice.
Paddington 2 is no longer the highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes. Because of like one review that was like from 2017. That was like slightly negative. Seth Rogen's Tmnt reboot is set to release in 2023.
Yeah, I'm curious what he's going to do with it. I don't know if it's like live action or CGI.
I think
or
it's all
something.
CG.
All CG,
but like an all CG animated. I think that's what it is.
So like the 2007 and 2012 show. Okay, like I guess that could be interesting. Like I'm wondering what he'll do with it, because he's a producer on Invincible, and like I really, we all love that show. So I hope he makes it as entertaining as the original TMNT trilogy. So that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah. This is interesting. I might have to check this out. So there was a fan that compiled an extended cut of the Super Mario Brothers movie, with like unused footage. So it adds like 20 more minutes. So that's pretty interesting that a fan like recut the movie.
Was it worth it?
I don't know. I'll have to check it out.
I've never seen the Super Mario Brothers movie, so I've just heard
it's really dumb fun. Like it's very stupid. It's insane.
Is Bowser in it?
If you go into it being like, I want to watch something really stupid that's just not attached to anything I care about, it's pretty entertaining.
Right.
Don't go into it thinking it's Mario.
Yeah, because it is not Mario.
No.
Is Bowser in it?
Unfortunately.
Like,
it's
because
a bad puppet, ain't it?
No.
Like you wish it was a bad puppet.
Literally, all the characters are human. That's the thing.
Goombas are people. Koopa's a person.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Peach in it?
Daisy is.
I think Princess Daisy's in it, right? Yeah.
Okay. That sounds
Which is
weird.
really weird. Like, why did they choose Daisy from Super Mario Land?
So what the fuck?
The guy in charge of it, the exec who was making all the decisions, played Mario in the arcades, and that's all he knew about it.
So Daisy isn't even in the arcade.
I don't know what to tell you.
So what does Bowser look
it's
like?
Super Mario. Daisy comes with Super Mario Land, the Game Boy game.
So, like, you said Bowser's human. And like, what does he look like? Is he like a dude with red hair or some shit?
No, it's like, hold on, let me find a picture.
He has like blonde
and
hair.
Also he's called like King Koopa, so instead of Bowser.
That's silly.
Which that's what he's called in Japan, but I don't know why they chose that for here for the movie. I guess because they wanted to have it
the Japanese audience too.
Yeah.
King Koopa.
Yeah, here I'll here I'll send it to you. Okay, yeah, this is him.
Okay. What the fuck? That old fucker. Are you joking? What the?
No.
Is that red tie supposed to be like, oh, this is my turtle shell or something because of the design?
Yeah, because like the whole thing is like this in the Super Mario Brothers. Like they visit an alternate dimension where lizards evolved into humans rather than monkeys.
Okay.
Or dinosaurs did. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all you can say.
Yeah, like we gotta watch this with you when we do that get together. Like it'll be a fun watch together.
Okay, yeah. What the fuck?
12 hours of Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Well, Super Mario Brothers movie is only like an hour and a half, I think.
That's so stupid. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, we'll watch that at the get together.
Yeah. It's so weird. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's really stupid.
Yeah, silly.
All right. Next couple of things before we see. Cast was revealed for League of Super Pets, including Kevin Hart as Ace the Bat Hound, and also The Rock as Crypto the Super Dog.
Are they just forever going to be in movies together? Like,
I think so.
Yeah, they're like Key and Peele for this generation, or Key and Peele or some shit, because they're really. I think they became like friends on that Central Intelligence movie, and then they've been like best friends since that, and then been in Jumanji and just various stuff, and so yeah. Interesting.
Then so you know that Cowboy Bebop live action thing for Netflix? It's coming out in fall.
Yeah.
And also, this is interesting, the composer is actually returning to score it.
See, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I saw like John Cho was trending today.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, so okay. He's got his hair like Spike, I guess. Well, as close to Spike as I can get it.
Yeah.
But like
as close as real life can get to it, I guess.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So how old is John Cho? Like, is he like in his 40s or 50s? Like, how old is Spike? I mean, I guess it's a different dimension. Like, that's.
Yeah.
Well, dragons can live to be thousands of years old.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Saber, you want to talk about this? This is the last thing before we go to Q&A. Oaxis.
Yeah, I guess Butch Hartman released Oaxis or accidentally released a test version of some sort, and it just looked awful. Where it's like gives you repackaged YouTube videos, and folks are wondering like, is this it or was this a misfire, a test version? I don't know what content you bring on. I really don't know because $270,000 to acquire property ain't happening.
Right.
So I don't know.
Pie Guy Rules has a live stream where he goes over it a little bit while it was still up because it's not up now.
It's down. It's gone now.
Yeah,
they turned it down.
So yeah, it's really odd.
What a mess. I have no confidence or faith in Oaxis whatsoever.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I've lost confidence and faith in Butch Hartman for a long time now. So
yeah, he's let us down. It's disappointing because there's just so much dirt that showed up with like his connections to these churches that pray away autism or tracing arts or just unsavory comments, and then just seeing how Oaxis is just like, what are you doing with this money? It seems like you kind of lied or like talked to big game and won't be able to back it up. So, I guess that's where we are.
Yep. All right, let's go to Q&A. So if you want to ask questions, you're gonna either use a super chat or go on Twitter. We already have some super chats here, so I'll go down the list. First one from Deli18 says, what are your thoughts on the existence of digital-only physical game releases? And do you know anyone who's ever bought those type of releases? So I think what you're asking is like those, those boxes in stores where like, oh yeah, here's the game, but it's actually just a code.
That's weird.
Yeah.
When I first got into PC gaming, I did that not realizing. And it was embarrassing and never again.
Yeah, I noticed that like some stores like do it with like Fortnite packs or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, it's a game. It's like, no, it's not a game. It's just a code. So yeah, they're kind of weird.
Don't lie to me.
A few from Edit Man, who has been very generous tonight. Thank you. Says, hey Saber, I saw your latest rant video on YouTube ads, and all I gotta say is that business suits will only care if money is on the line and is easy to get their hands on.
You ain't wrong. It's currently currently there's not enough to cause any issue or change. The YouTube seems to be a little bit more like willing to listen if there's enough backlash. So at least there's that, can we push them to actually listen to us?
Right. The next one from Editman says, oh yeah, and a second Saber question. After EA, or your next game company video, do you plan on doing SNK next? Because they had went through some bankruptcies through not catching up with the console market, owning a theme park, and failed projects. I did not know about the theme park thing. That's very interesting. But SNK would be an interesting company to go over because like they used to be like this big pillar of the 90s, and now like only old nerds remember them.
Old nerds.
Well, thanks. God there.
I mean, are they wrong?
He's not wrong.
Because like if you think of like SNK as like, oh yeah, the fighting game like people, is like, no, they used to make more games. Like
only old. I think he enunciating like only old nerds. I'm like, Jesus.
Just like how like Dragon Quest is an old man RPG.
And I still want to play it a lot actually.
Yeah. And then from Ediman saying, oh yeah, on top of the failures at SNK recently, failures at SNK, recently they got in trouble twice for doing adult content with an underage character to sexualize her. One was a commercial for King of Fighters All-Stars, which is on YouTube, and adult toys with SNK girls.
Right, King of Fighters All-Stars was made by some, I think, hold on, let me, Fighters All-Stars. Here's the company. I think, I'm not positive, but I know there was a phone game trailer that like had Terry slapping all the girls' asses, and he's
I
like,
did too.
yeah.
Like I was watching that with
yeah.
I remember seeing that when Saber was going over the mobile ads, I think.
Yeah, that one was like completely done without like SNK's know-how, and then they like apologized profusely thereafter. But yeah, SNK, like even if you watch their like streams, they have like horny like figurines in the background of their own characters. I'm like, could you take those down? We're having like this like a meeting. Like this is a meeting. Like what in the world? It's weird. It's weird. They are not the most professional company, but I do love King of Fighters a lot.
It's still hilarious to me that like Sakurai's like, oh yeah, we're not gonna have Mai in Smash Brothers because it's a game for good little boys and girls.
Nothing allowed.
That's why, yeah.
How about to your fan base?
Right? Jesus.
Oh dear, oh dear. There's some joke to be. That's a horrid joke to be right there that I'm not going to.
Like the Smash community is like, I don't want to be part of any like community. I just want to play the game.
Right.
Brandon King saying, name a cartoon that would work. No. Name a cartoon that would work if it became gritty.
I mean, Powerpuff Girls.
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles? I mean...
Yeah.
Didn't Michael Bay try
the source
it?
material is gritty.
It started off gritty. So if they like wanted to do like more adult, like actually based off like the adult comic stuff like that, that would be actually really cool. To do that.
Powerpuff Girls is a good answer.
It's like an adult, like well animated Powerpuff Girls could work. Why is it gotta be live action? I hate this.
Right.
It's cheaper.
Yes, the CW. What kind of budget do you think they have?
Yeah. Have you seen Batwoman?
No, and I hope I don't.
Yeah. You're missing nothing.
Rigid Rat asking, have you heard of this game called Pal World? It's basically Pokemon, but with guns and sweatshops. Yeah, I actually just saw that on Twitter earlier today. Oh, I saw, I was like, oh, this looks like Pokemon, but with Harvest Moon, and then guns come out, like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yep. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's super weird. Emily Song, asking, it's almost E3 time. What games do you guys hope to see, and what's your dream E3 announcements? Anything, Metroid. I just want a Metroid something.
Is it even? Do I even need to bring it up anymore? I don't know, man. Like F-Zero, of course, F-Zero, always F-Zero. It's not gonna happen, but I would like for it to happen.
Yeah. Enigma Friends.
Nintendo hates F-Zero. They don't even like it.
Yeah, I'm convinced that they hate it.
They're like, the amount of new releases is right in the title.
Yeah, I do hear the argument that like, oh yeah, well F-Zero doesn't really sell that much. Is like, the last game was on the GameCube, which didn't sell that much. Like the Switch is like one of their best selling consoles, and like any like first party game does insanely well on the console.
So silly.
Ignit Friends asking, did you hear that Legends of the Hidden Temple show is coming back, but with adult competitors? What other 90s or live-action Nick game shows do you believe should get the same treatment, and why?
I don't know.
I feel like those are a time capsule for the age, and bringing them back would be weird.
Agreed.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird. I'm trying to remember what shows game shows I used to watch. Because I remember I watched Figure It Out.
Double Dare?
Yeah, I watched Double Dare too.
Did you watch Double Dare 2000? Like a good little boy.
I don't remember if I watched that.
It's not an important detail. Like at all.
Let's see. Toon J asking, fun fact, the DCOM Zombies 2 has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
The Disney Channel original movie? I mean, well, how many reviews does it have, though? Because, like, as far as like highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like based on like also the number of reviews that it has. So it probably doesn't have a lot of reviews.
The decom, baby.
You're either die a movie surfer or live long enough to become Mike's Super Short Show.
Mike's Super Short Show. Yeah. What is that girl's name? Allison Stoner? Yeah. I don't know why she was on Disney Channel. She is a phenomenal dancer. And then she was just like, I don't want to do Disney. And then she just went to go dance. It's so funny. While she was on Disney Channel, she was also dancing in Missy Elliott videos. I'm like, pick one. Like, what? You can't do both.
Wait, who is this now?
Allison Stoner, the girl
Allison
on my
Stoner?
Short Show.
Oh, look at that.
She used to like, she was that little kid who used to dance like, and she's in Eminem's Lose It video as well.
She
Like
is-
with the other.
Yeah.
She's very, very, very good at dancing.
All right. Let me go on Twitter here. Nathaniel Foga asking, what's the first thing you guys would want to do when going to conventions once they start happening again?
Punch
Yeah.
Chris Best.
Yeah, but we all want to do that.
Kill
That doesn't even-
Kill Final Draft.
That doesn't even require a convention. Actually, like literally dinner, man. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was saying like, man, like when Ciderfest happens, like rock bottom, I want those cheese curds.
Where you like do little moans when you eat them. Like, Jax, where are you getting these cheese curd supplies? If I can get a dealer, you're not telling us.
No, I just order. Like I literally showed Paley. I just went online, which is
Yeah,
cool because like I've become like
they're
a
like
boss
straight
at,
from
like,
Wisconsin, right?
yeah, they're straight from Wisconsin too. So like I've been looking up like the recipes of various things and trying out how to make them. And they're really, really good. Like just need some oil, and like it depends on what oil you use, depends on what lager you use too. So I had to order some like Wisconsin beer for it. And yeah, they're like really like bomb. They're like really good. So I could probably make them at like, yeah, bomb skis. Like I could probably make them at the like get together or something like that. I just need to bring some
Please,
supplies.
do
But
it.
yeah, they're really
Yeah. Let's see.
I had a dad moment where I'm like, do I want to make an itinerary for that weekend? And I'm like, no.
Um,
God, he was trying
So
to
yeah, Major Mekazawa
Agent.
asking, what is the best Western kaiju movie of all time, and why is it Signal in the Sky music? The Signal in the Sky music video starring Powerpuff Girls. That's a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Best Western? Wouldn't it be like, Cloverfield 1 or something like that? Or like,
You could say like Pacific Rim. So
yeah, Pacific
was
Rim
pretty
1
good.
was
yeah.
fun.
King of the Monsters was pretty good though.
yeah.
I don't know if that counts though. I assume you mean original IP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say like original IP thing. Like, what was that one movie that like looked like it was a kaiju movie but turned out to be just depressing? I don't know. I never saw it, but like it was like a woman who.
Oh,
turns
yeah,
into
yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch that. I forget-
Sam.
Wait, what
What,
movie
what
is
was it called? Like Colossal or something?
That's something like that.
Colossal.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Some
called
woman-
Colossal.
It came out like 2018 or something.
Yeah, I believe so. Tom, there's this movie called Colossal, and it's about this woman who is controlling this kaiju unintentionally, and like she notices it when she's on the she's seeing the kaiju in a space on the TV, and then she goes over to herself and she starts scratching her head, and the kaiju starts scratching her head, and like she moves her arm, it moves her arm, and then like apparently like I haven't seen it, but like from what I heard it's like a depressing film. Like Pele, what was that movie with Treebeard and the kid whose mom was sick?
BFG.
No.
Not the BFG.
No. A Monster Calls.
Yeah, that one too. That's a sad one too.
Yeah, a Monster Calls is really good. So let's see. We got another super chat here from Malik Webster. It says with MGK and Miley Cyrus making rock albums, and it's looking like Post Malone might be making a metal album soon. Do you think this is a sign of trends to come, or is this just a phase? Mom. I hope it's a trend to come, because like I recently my dad has actually been finding like new rock bands that I have never heard of before. I'm like, oh, is rock starting to become popular again?
Okay, it's happening.
I mean, like, I was actually listening to some emo music yesterday. I was like, I wouldn't say no to this coming back. Like, I kind of miss it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. All Viv has to do with Has Been Hotels, like, she got the goth shit on lockdown and like the angsty, like, you know, inner demon shit. Now she got to do some like rock and roll, like some like emo shit, like music, and she's will single-handedly bring back that trend.
Good job.
Let's see. Kevin on Twitter asking, one, would you consider leaving your lives behind on Earth and go to Equestria during the summer months for vacation? And number two, how do you think the ponies would react to finding out their cartoons in our world if they ever made it here?
2012.
During the summer months? Yeah. If I could come back here, hell yeah.
Yeah, if it's like just during the summer, I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, as long as like no fucking like Hydra or some shit shows up. Or, like,
right?
Yeah, like if it's just like a whole slice of life season 4 shit, like okay,
nah, just go to Manhattan. Ain't no shit going down in Manhattan. No one gives a crap about that place. Like, go to Manhattan.
I don't know, sugar. That one pony.
Yeah, so hilariously out of place, but I love it. I don't know, sugar.
It's funny, like half our audience knows what we're talking about, and half our audience doesn't.
We're all pony dweebs.
Yeah. True. Emily Song with another super chat, asking, Netflix will be sharing new details about the Cuphead show this week. Y'all excited about that? Yes, I'm very excited about that show. Looks like it'll be a lot of fun.
Nice.
I had forgotten that they're doing that. That sounds great.
Ozial asking, do y'all here remember the show Kaiju, the worst preschool series ever?
Unfortunately,
yeah, it got canceled.
That fucking intro. It got canceled?
I believe so, yeah. Because it was rude or something?
Oh, I had no idea. The only thing I know about that song is the intro.
Yeah,
I heard it was obnoxious.
Kaiju, you remember the kid who's like Saitama before Saitama Shippuden? You know,
yeah,
like that one.
Yeah, Saitama Shippuden.
Yeah, that's what he looked. Yeah, that's what he looked like.
Falcons Girl asking, with the Mount Rushmore of Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon trending a couple days ago, who would y'all put as the 4 heads of each of them?
Oh yeah, that was like a big thing on Twitter like a couple of days ago. Like the Nickelodeon one was actually kind of fair because it was like Hey Arnold, Tommy, and SpongeBob, but then they had Timmy Turner, and I was like, switch him out with Aang from Avatar, and then you got it perfectly. Like that's like perfect. And then the CN one was just like offensive, like that. I mean, I love Adventure Time, and it was good, but it was just like you're really gonna.
It's like if you're gonna have like the 2010s eras show, because like what was it? It was like Ben Rigby, Steven,
and Gumball.
Yeah, and Gumball. It's like those are all 2010s shows, so it's. Like if you're gonna represent one from that era, it'd be Adventure Time.
Yeah.
And then like one for the 90s Dexter, I would say, because like it started off everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's like George Washington.
And then I probably put Jack or Samurai Jack.
Yeah, Samurai Jack.
Would be the 4th.
Like, do you want too new and too old? Because like as much as I hate to admit it, like some of the news, well, not because like I love Adventure Time. Adventure Time's a great show, especially after that last special. So like I'm glad that's already on here. But then like is it like what would you guys classify? Like would it be like just the influence of what it's done or something like that? Like for the network?
I guess so. As far as like remember when that whole thing about the like the anime Mount Rushmore thing.
Exactly.
Didn't we agree on like Goku, Sailor Moon? Like Gundam Head, and
Astro Boy, and Astro Boy. Yeah, that was what it was for the anime one, because like Pikachu was a video game, so it didn't count technically. And so yeah, for this, I guess, man, Because I'm glad Dexter's on there. This George Wall.
So somebody mentions Foster's.
But wouldn't you say like Powerpuff Girls is more influential than Foster's?
Yeah, it is.
So see, because in my opinion, I don't want to come off as like bias, where it's just like, oh, I just want like Dexter, Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls, because like those are some of my favorite cartoons. But it's just like Adventure Time is like so good. Like, do you think like if they put Powerpuff Girls in there, it's good, or is that too much of the old generation? Because like again, as much as I hate to admit it, Steven Universe did have like a big influence on doing a lot of things.
So Steven might be the last one then.
Yeah.
It's Greg Universe.
Greg Universe, yeah.
Greg Universe.
Better than you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Santa Sleen asking, what fighters do you want with any IP and or shonen IPs by Arc System? Yeah, I guess they're asking that because of like the whole My Hero Academia thing. That was I guess rumored or leaked that they're gonna be making a game, like a fighters style game based on My Hero Academia.
Nice.
I have a hard time believing that, given what ArcSys has on their plate right now. But they do work a lot, so I mean maybe. But just my gut is like that's not true.
Yeah, same. I don't believe it's true, but like it would be a nice surprise. But then it's also a mixed surprise too, because it's just like I mean, like a lot of people have been saying like a Naruto ArcSys game would be freaking hype with like so much stuff they could do with that. Oh God, like there's just
It's funny.
Yeah, honestly, like no, go ahead.
It's funny because everyone's like, "What anime do you want ArcSys to make?" I'm like, "I want ArcSys to stop making anime so they can fucking make Blaze Blue again. Like, stop making all this fucking anime, please, please make a new Blaze Blue." Oh my god! But I understand one makes them more money than the other. So yeah. I mean, Naruto would be cool. I'm just like, I'm happy for the Guilty Gear people that they're getting their Guilty Gears. I'm so jealous. I'm just like, come on.
I love it. It's objectively better.
No, I don't agree.
Ryan asking here, speaking of Cartoon Network, today marks the 20th anniversary of Time Squad. Any particular memories of it?
I'd have to go back in history to remember it.
Yeah, right.
That was a show I used to wake up like early in the morning. Like, I'd wake up early. Like it was not like I'd intentionally wake up to watch it, but like if I woke up early, it'd be on, and then I would watch it and just be like, "Oh yeah, that's the show." It wasn't anything I watched religiously. Like it was just funny.
I have to go back and like watch it because like I don't remember that much about it.
I have nothing against Time Squad. It was a show that was on, and if it was on, I'd watch it and be like, I'd like it, but I never seeked it ever.
Right.
I also hate history, but like they did a good job of making me not hate history, which is probably part of their goal, right? So
yeah, they taught me like how a sandwich got its name, so that was fun.
Yeah. So. Waddle's asking, did you see the trailer for the Patrick Star Show coming to Nick in July? Yes, we talked about that earlier. Let's see. Oziel asking, I don't know if you know this, but at one point that Teen Titans Go had made a crossover with Freakazoid and then Scooby-Doo. Did you know? Yeah, I knew about that. I haven't. They
also cross over with the Ninja Turtles too.
They did?
Yeah, because Greg Sipes is a Ninja Turtle voice. He's Michelangelo, and so like they went down the sewers and then they like met the turtles, and so they weren't actually the specific turtles, but you could clearly tell what they were going for because they all had the bandana.
Because like it's not under the same like brand, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
From Ryan Conde, asking, what is one moment from a classic cartoon that made you laugh so hard that you had to control yourself to stop because of how funny it was? Basically, old cartoons like Looney Tunes or Tom and Jerry shows how timeless they are, even after 80 years or more. Yeah, I remember like when me and Saber when HBO Max first came out last year, we were looking through some of the old Looney Tunes, like the old ones from like the 30s and 40s, and like it's some of those jokes are like really hilarious.
Some timeless ones out there.
Yeah, Like that fucking pig is just like he like went to hell and to keep eating, and then like they just like he goes back, is like I don't want to eat anymore, and then he goes back and like gets a pie, and then he just blows up.
Yeah, he just explodes. It's fantastic.
I don't. Whenever anyone asks this, the first one that comes to my mind, because it really did like almost run out of air, but it was a simpler time. It just was like in that Family Guy episode where he's like, "Cool Whip." Cool Whip. What? I'm saying Cool Whip. Like I don't know. It just like destroyed me at that particular time. I like fell out of the chair and I like I could not breathe.
No, Family Guy did that a lot back in the day. Like there's this one joke fucking destroyed me, like in the fucking Y2K episode where like freaking like Peter is talking to a guy. He's like, "Don't you get it? This is the end of the world." And Peter's like, "No." And then he runs over. He's like, "Silly rabbit, tricks for kids." Damn, Walner's trying to get Easter away from Jesus. Like that shit destroyed me. Like that shit just fucking. It was
Randy
so
Newman joke was also really good.
Yeah.
That was one of the best episodes of the entire series.
That's good shit.
Yeah, old school Family Guy was great. Left foot, right foot.
Wow. It's not my bad.
Well, like there was also that fucking that's so simple, but like it like hit. It was like, "Hey Brian, there's a message in my alphabets. It says, 'Ooh, Peter, those are Cheerios.'" Like just the way he said it, like that shit was fucking hilarious. Like it was good.
Oh my god, that is not my Batman cup.
I'm holding iced tea.
All right. I think that's it for questions on Twitter. All right. So next podcast, I'm not sure if it's actually going to be on. Let's see, because it would be on the 21st, but I will be at Sabres looking after Lammy. Like when do you leave?
Oh, we'll talk off the stream.
Okay. Yeah. We'll talk afterwards. But depending on like if Saber is still there or not, I might just stream from his house like I've done before. So we'll see. Like I'll figure it out once we figure out when Saber's leaving. Anyway, thank you all for coming out. Thank you to all the super chatters, and we'll see you next time, whenever that may be. So bye everybody.
Bye.
God bless.